What's up, guys? I'm Jay, DCA Adventure, back again with another video on how to use Bybit. Before we get started, this is not financial advice. Trade at your own risk. And if you guys like this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, bell for notifications. We would really appreciate it. Also, if you guys would like super secret access to the private channel in our Discord and get access to the DCA trading script, join our Patreon group. My tier is Trading with a View. Join that for $25 a month, and you will get to see where I post occasionally some signals here and there, and just my basic outlooks on the market and what I'm doing. Also, big shout out to Doge Lord Apparel. You guys go over there and get some sweet DCA swag. I do believe if you use the coupon code free shipping, you'll get free shipping on all your orders. And be sure to definitely tune in on the live stream on Friday. We have a giveaway going on. I do believe we are giving away the Bitcoin swear jar, so definitely hit us up for that. Let's see here. We're going to talk about Bybit TestNet today. It's the same as the regular Bybit exchange, but I'm showing this here because I recommend that if you're a new trader that you start out here. Risk play money, get used to the UI before you actually start using real money or real Bitcoin. Leverage trading is definitely risky. So, you have to kind of know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing before you want to try to do this. It is the fastest way to make money and the fastest way to lose money. If you are not entering and exiting your orders correctly, you will get chewed up in fees. So I will show you guys how to enter correctly and not go against the order book. And I'll basically just show you the UI and how to actually deposit your Play Bitcoin into this account. When you first sign in and you do all that good stuff, and if you are in the USA, you are going to be restricted, so you will need to use a VPN. Usually only need to use it once for the sign up, and then after that you're good. I know the Opera browser has a built-in VPN in it. You can use it. You just have to physically go into settings and turn that on. But this is the first thing you're going to come to when you sign into the Bybit TestNet exchange. If you've seen my last video, it was on TradingView. Bybit uses TradingView charts, so you will see this, and be familiar with exactly how everything works on the chart as far as your toolbar and your time frame indicators and how to change your candles and the stuff like that. You can go down here to this little arrow and click that and it'll hide it, and then you can have your favorite toolbar right here. Excuse me. Basically, if you navigate anywhere off of this page, you can always come back and hit the trade button and it'll bring you right back here. Here is where you'll go in and see your assets. Right now I have $746.58 USD. That's just what it's worth in USD. I actually have 0.094 Bitcoin in there. And how you are going to deposit Play Bitcoin in here is you will just go to the deposit button and then scroll down a little bit, and you're gonna go down to the bottom where it says receive test coins 1, and then there's a 2 and then 3. You're going to copy your address, and then you are going to click one of these. Sometimes one will work, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you'll have to go to 2, sometimes it doesn't. You're going to paste your address here, leave the amount there, hit send. Oh, maybe that was multiply, huh? Looked like a plus sign. What in the heck? Like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, hit the back button. Hopefully it does. Yep, it's going to make us go all the way through it. Go back out of there. Go to number 2. Sorry, guys. Like I said, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. My address is already in there. There we go. Now it'll be just like a real blockchain. It will take a couple minutes to get over there. I already do have some in there, so we'll just go right back to it. But that's how you deposit your Play Bitcoin in, just like you would if you were, going from your wallet or whatever. But let's say all you have is Bitcoin in here and you want to trade Ethereum, or you want to trade EOS, XRP, or you want to get back out into USDT, which is awesome that Bybit has that. Not very many leverage trading exchanges will let you do that. So it's pretty cool. You can just get back out. But if you want to do that, if you only have Bitcoin, but you want to jump to any of these other coins, you can just hit the asset exchange button and go in and say, okay, I'll take Bitcoin and I want to jump out into Tether and I want to go 100% of my balance, get quote, and then down here it'll show you what you are getting. You're going to pay 0.94 Bitcoin, you're going to get $740. This is what I do if I'm not actively trading or I suspect that Bitcoin's going to go down and I don't want to be in a short position. So you can do it like this. I like to send profits every day. If I whatever day I'm trading on, if I have profits, I try to send it back to my hardware wallet at the end of the day. Keep as small of an amount on here as you can. Only keep exactly what you're trading for. Don't be storing your crypto on this exchange or any exchange for that matter. You can go hover over more, and this will take you to the rewards hub, the affiliate program, references, guide, Bybit, data. Brings me to a good point. If you use my affiliate link and you deposit $100, we will give you access to the DCA script. Just send me a DM. Let me know that you used my link, and I'll have to get your UID number, and I'll look. I'll confirm it on my end, and then turn that on for you. Their rewards hub is pretty cool. They got some easy tasks to do, and you can earn coupons. And the coupons are for any trading fees that you incur. And it's kind of cool they do this, so that way you can get a decent amount of coupons added up, and you can trade free for quite a while if you're doing this right. And I will show you guys how you actually can get a kickback by adding liquidity to the order book. But here you can join their Twitter and claim a $5 coupon. Now you can't withdraw any of these. You can only use them for trading fees. Experience bracket order. If you are putting a take profit and a stop loss in the same trade and one of them targets or one of them executes, then you'll be able to claim this $5. $50 for first deposit. So for first deposit of 0.05 Bitcoin, you're going to get $5. First deposit of a half a Bitcoin, you'll get 50. Take a simple survey, you get $5 total deposit. Once you get up to 1 Bitcoin, however long it takes, you'll get $20. Trade 10 out of 10 days, you'll get $5. So it's nice they do this. BitMEX doesn't do stuff like this, so it's pretty cool. They got sometimes they got different promotions and stuff going on. You can go to their guide if you want to know how they calculate and how they get their mark price and the index price and all that stuff. You can go in there and look that up. It's not something I'm really going to go over today. click your Bybit icon up here in the top left to get back. Oh, maybe not. Go to my assets. To get back to the trading part, you may have to go, okay, go into my assets, come back through, and then hit your trade. So over here, you have your chart, of course. You got your chart settings, all that stuff, just like TradingView setup. If you want light or dark mode down here at the moon, click the moon. This is light. Hit it again, it'll bring it back to dark. You got your order book right here. Now, if you go down into the bottom right of any of the squares, you can move them and adjust them. I like to make my chart as big as possible, my order book long and skinny so I can see more of them. And these ones over here you really can't change. They're that big, so you have to leave them. But these ones down here you can all change. This will show you your active positions, closed P&L, active, conditional, and you could go in and you can edit most of your orders right from down here. And you can also drag and drop orders right on the chart, which is super sweet function on here that I really, really like. First off, with leverage, you start up here with these multipliers. Whatever you deposit into your Bybit account, you just take that full amount and you multiply it by these numbers, and that is the actual amount that you can use to trade. We are not trading physical Bitcoin on this site. We are trading perpetual contracts. So each contract is worth $1. So let's say you deposit 1 Bitcoin into Bybit. So you take 1 Bitcoin times 1, that would be 1 Bitcoin. This is like spot trading using 1x. I don't really recommend using that. Stay away from cross leverage. I'll tell you about this a little bit later. If you are new and you're just getting into leverage trading, stay between 3 and 5x, no higher than 10x on Bitcoin. And with all your shit coins, stay 3 to 5. Don't go no higher than that. Get wrecked pretty quickly. So it's easier just to stay low on the leverage. So if you take 1 Bitcoin and you times that by 2, now you have 2 Bitcoin. 1 times 3, 1 times 5, 1 times 10. So you get it. You got all the way up to 50 Bitcoin you could be trading with. And you could go in here and literally put, 80,000. And as long as you have enough money in there, that's how many contracts, and that's what you'll actually profit with as well. You're basically borrowing money from the exchange for the exchange to cover any of their losses when you are going short or going long. Obviously, if we're going long, we think Bitcoin's going to go up. If we're going short, obviously we think it's going to go down. Limit, market, and conditional. So if you want to pay the smallest fee or actually even get a kickback, you can use limit order and add liquidity to the order book. And by doing that, I mean by picking an order somewhere down on the order book or somewhere farther down support, wherever it is that we are trading. Let's say we wanted to get in at 77.18. You could actually go up here, 77.18. We'll say 25,000. And we want to go long. Well, obviously I don't have enough money in there, so let's go 5,000. Okay, so we're on 10x leverage. We went 5,000 contracts. As soon as I hit the buy long button, it brings this up. Now from here, you can take profit or you can put a stop loss right in with your order. You'll just click here and you'll say, all right, when I get 25% into the green or positive, get me out at 25%. When I reach 50% in the green, get me out of the position. And this is a market order, and this the perfect way to do it. I always limit in and market out, and there's a reason for that. It's when price starts getting crazy and we get big spikes, it could blow right past your limit stop loss and keep going, and then it will hit your liquidation price. So I put a market order for my stop loss or my take profits, so that way, no matter what, if it hits, I will be exited out of the position. Doing this, your order value is worth 0.64 Bitcoin. It only cost you 0.06 Bitcoin, and your available balance is 0.94 Bitcoin. Position leverage is 10x. Total position, this is your contracts. We typed in 5,000, so that's like $5,000. Your take profit, we put it in there. Stop loss, we didn't put one in. And then it gives you your mark price, and this is the most important right here, is your liquidation price. This is basically, we're betting to go long. We're betting to go long at maybe that was it, yeah, 78.50 to go long. And if we fell down to 7,000, no, that can't be right. Let me take this take profit off. Okay, we went long at 77.18. So if the price falls all the way to 7,048, whatever you had risked, which would have been the 0.065 Bitcoin, you would have lost all of that if it came down and hit your liquidation. You must use a stop loss. You have to have good risk management or you will lose. By putting a stop loss, 15 to 25% down, it would have saved you. You would have only lost 0.0097 Bitcoin versus all of it. And that's what's cool about that too. When you click on that, it'll give you the estimated loss. Same with the take profit. When you click on them, it'll tell you your estimated profit, what you should be exiting out with, which is pretty cool. We'll leave those on there just to show you what happens when they show up on the chart and how you can move it around. You can click this down here so this window doesn't show up. It's how I do it. I don't ever have, because when I'm trading, I want to get in and I don't need to see this. I already know what my stuff is, and it'll also tell you once you enter. It will tell you down there. I don't know why we'll exit that out. Redo it. We'll go 78.67. Buy long. Take profit 25%. Stop loss at 15%. Confirm. And then boom, boom. There's my take profit, and there is my stop loss. So basically, you can grab this and you can move this over here and move it up here if you want. You can move your stop loss down here if you want. What the heck is going on? I accidentally clicked that trading view thing right there. But yeah, you can drag and drop these anywhere where you want, as long as you are not farther than your liquidation on your main entry. You can click on these in the order book and it will show up right here in your contract. But if you use a limit order and you come up here in the red and you click this first red one and then you hit buy long, it's going to enter it as a market order. Okay, it'll automatically do it because if you're going long and you're coming up here in the red and clicking, you are going against the order book. So you are taking liquidity out of the order book. And when you do that, you will pay the highest fee. So if you leave it on limit and you come down here and you click the post only, it will not let you enter a trade going against the order book. You will have to be a market maker instead of a market taker. Being a market maker, you actually will get a small kickback depending on the size of your position for making liquidity into the market. So have your post only on, limit into your positions, market out of them, market stop loss. Don't ever put a limit stop loss. It'll blow right by it, and you'll get screwed, and it'll hit your liquidation price. I know from experience, guys. It's happened on BitMEX to me a couple times. I learned real quick. Just keep it on market. That little fee you'll pay for saving you isn't that much. So cross leverage. Do not use cross leverage. What cross leverage does is pretty much like 100x. It will use every single dollar in your wallet. Instead of being able to just risk 1 or 2% of your wallet, it risks 100% of your wallet. So let's say if we move this to cross, we will click yes for sure. This is just telling you, hey, that your leverage is changing, your liquidation price is changing. And now what happens is we'll use 5,000 contracts, and it's, oh, one of our orders got picked up already. Aha, that's pretty cool. But let's say we're using 500 contracts, and or 5,000 contracts, and we're going to enter, let's say down here, it's going to give you a liquidation price of 7,027. So what will happen is every dollar that Bitcoin goes the opposite way of 7,867 where we entered, it will pull $1 out of your wallet to use as collateral for the trade, for your position. And it will do that until you have no more dollars left in that wallet. And as soon as that your wallet reaches zero, you're at liquidation. The exchange is pretty much like, hey, we're cutting you off, you're done. We are, this is the limit where we start losing money, and the exchanger doesn't lose money. So that's why they cut you off and you lose everything in your wallet. Stay away from cross. Don't use it unless you are experienced. I'll move back to 10x. I like trading on 10x, 25x sometimes. As you can see, we do have an open position. You can go down here and click the little pencil, and you can change your stop loss and add it and do whatever you want right there. Or you can come over here to this pencil, change your leverage, and by doing that, it'll change a bunch of different stuff. It'll, your margin could change and all that, so make sure you pay attention. Conditional orders, this is our stop loss and our take profit. You can go down here and you can actually change the price and change your trigger price and all that stuff here, or you can just do the drag and drop. It's much easier to just drag and drop. You can cancel everything with this button here. It'll cancel all of them right now. There's several different ways to go in and change everything. Now your conditional orders is where, let's say, okay, since we already have these trades on here and everything, everything's set up, let's say we want to go short up here at 8,500. Well, if we were to try it on just limit order, I don't think it will let us. 8,500, 5,000 short. Yep, it will. So we're going to go short there. And now to try to put a stop loss or anything here, you really can't. It won't let you when you did that last order. So what you do is you're going to come over to your conditional, and you're going to say, all right, I want to put a stop loss. Say if we break, let's put a stop loss at 8,600. So 8,600. When it gets to 85.90, I want it to trigger the price. I want when it gets to 85.90, I want it to trigger the 8,600 short order. I want to go 5,000 contracts, and so since we are going short 5,000 contracts, we have to now long 5,000 contracts in order for the position to cancel out. You have to do this with everything. If you're short 10,000 contracts, then wherever your take profit is, you need to be buying 10,000 contracts to cancel it. And you want to make sure that you have the same number of contracts. If you're using a weird number like 3,220 that you went short, you need to make sure that you're buying 3,220 when you go to make your cancel out order, because if you don't and you accidentally put a couple extra contracts on there and you screw it up, then it's actually going to enter you into a long position, the remainder contracts that you are off from your entry. So make sure that you're putting in the right numbers. Be conscious of that. On my stop loss orders and my take profit, I always have the close on trigger check marked. So that means when the stop loss is hit, that it will close. It will close it out no matter what. So we got everything how we like it. We're shorting there. Yeah, I wanted to short, so we need to actually um, so we're gonna buy 5,000 contracts at 8,600, and then that's how you put a stop loss. And you will do the same thing for wherever you want to take profit. Let's say you think we're gonna come up here and hit, and then it's gonna go back down, and we're gonna take profit at 81.30. You could put another one down here at 81.30 for 5,000 contracts to buy long. And by having close on trigger, whichever one gets hit first, it will close that other one out. So you don't have to worry about it like getting stuck on there and accidentally getting, price coming back to it and hitting that order. So cancel everything, get it all off there. Obviously, I didn't care too much about making sure we were going the right way. I was just trying to show you guys how to enter and exit on a trade. That's how you use conditional. Down here, guys, is the funding rate. And what's cool about the funding rate is it's paid every 8 hours. And basically what funding rate does is it helps keep the order book and the price of Bitcoin on the exchange balanced. And it's not the exchange making money. They don't make any money off the funding rate. This is to pay longs and shorts. So every 8 hours, if you are holding the correct position, you can actually be getting paid by the person not holding the right position. So when funding rate is positive, longs pay shorts. And what that means is there are more people longing than there are shorting. So I kind of like to do the opposite of that. Usually when there's a lot of people longing, the market's going to come down and come back the other way. That's how the exchanges make money. So, and then it's vice versa too. When the funding rate is negative, the shorts pay the longs, and that means there's more people shorting than longing. And again, I like to do the opposite and go long. So just something to keep an eye on. You can actually enter, says in 1 hour it's being paid, so you could actually enter the position right before funding is paid and get paid the funding and then exit the position. A lot of people do this. You can go into the contract. It'll tell you the contract details and tell you the exact time and everything. Or no, it'll be in 4 hours. 0.05% will be paid. And 0.03 and 12. So it's just something to keep an eye on. You can go in there. The details will have the exact times and everything, I do believe. It might tell us here. The next funding will take place 2023-11-20 at UTC. Bybit uses interest rate and premium index to calculate the funding rate through time-weighted average price, TWAP. Kind of like VWAP, only using time-weighted average. Overrides a minute per rate. Bitcoin lending rate is 0.03%. USD lending rate 0.06. Using the premium index. And these do fluctuate and they change all the time. So if you want to keep, an eye on everything, all that stuff is right here. And go back up here to trade. Since we are talking about the Bitcoin, we'll go over to trading view and we'll talk about it a little bit. Show you how to exit real fast. This is pretty much how you use Bybit, guys. Don't get crazy and use the cross leverage. Keep your post only check marked. Just basically, you guys know what we're doing in the Discord, and you guys know how to find your entries and your exits, and how we're doing all that. You want to scroll out, find all your major supports and resistance, mark them on the chart, get used to knowing where all that is at. Especially if, like me, I trade Bitcoin a lot, so I'm pretty good with how it moves around and what it's doing, especially on short-term charts. I like to trade the 1-hour chart. And that looks pretty dang close to like a double bottom-ish on the 1 hour, huh? But let's go over to trading view and we'll check out Bitcoin and we'll look at it on some higher time frames. Alright guys, Bitcoin is not dumping because of coronavirus. Bitcoin does not move on news like that. One of the biggest reasons why Bitcoin had to move down was we were playing out a nice double top right here. Double top is when we come to the top of the same area twice and reject. Higher the time frame, the more weight you put into these, the bigger the move down will be. And as you can see, I mean, we bam, bam, right there. That was one reason why we went down. We were playing that out. We'll get rid of that. Another reason we went down, you guys, is because we had a confirmed head and shoulders pattern. Right here was your right shoulder. Here is your head, left shoulder, and then the move down. And I can show you again how I do these. Just find your neckline and then just measure from the very top candle, the top part of the wick, your high, and come right down to the neckline. I'm just going to take that line and move it to the bottom of the neckline. And it gives you a pretty accurate guesstimation. I mean, that was pretty damn close. And right over here, we got some support. So, I mean, it's going to show you. And obviously, if you just look left on your chart and you find the old areas of support and look across, I mean, it's going to give you the idea. And it lines right up. So that was another reason why we moved down, you guys. We were playing out a head and shoulders pattern. It had nothing to do with the news. So it was something to definitely keep an eye on. Don't be like the sheeple and freak out every time you hear something bad, and because Bitcoin don't work like that. So the money flow index wave is starting to curl up a bit, which is a good sign. Usually, when it has a curl, we get a nice move. Um, we are over the oversold area, so it should be printing a dot very soon. Also, if you guys look, we might be having a nice root wave, trigger wave play out. And when this happens like this, and you have your light blue wave cutting into the dark blue wave, and the wave in front is smaller, usually price will follow the wave and move up or down, either direction, whichever side you're looking at the wave. In our case right now, we are in the oversold, so we're looking to go up. I have been looking back at the 2015, back when we were there, and how the moving averages acted and what everything looked like. And what we're doing right now is pretty similar. But first, I want to show you guys, if you would be in the Patreon group and the super um, secretive Discord room, you would have seen that I have been talking about this 21-week moving average. We will turn the 50 off, the 100 off, the 200, and now we will go to the 1-week chart. Alright, I had said that if we had dipped below the 1-week chart, or the 21-week moving average, that and closed below it, that we were probably going to have a decent move down. And we did close below it, so we are starting to move down. We have good support at the 6,400 area. So be looking for that. If we keep going, we break again. I'm looking for the 6,400 area, and then the next one where we might see a little bit of a hang up would be 4,500. So I mean, you guys, we could see a $5,000 Bitcoin again. That would be awesome. $4,000 Bitcoin. Let's go back to the daily though. Well, first before we do that, but look how we follow this 21-week moving average. I mean, it is just insane how tight we are on that. When it's underneath of us, it acts as very tight support. When it is above us, above the price, it is acting like very tight resistance. So, I mean, this is easy trading right here, guys. Easy monies, easy monies. On the weekly, the money flow index does look like it is starting to make a curl. We will see. We did print a move down dot here. Wave did cut in. Price did move down. Go back to the day. Smash this down. I go back to 2015. It's going to take a minute, guys. We had to go way back. Turn our MAs on. All right, back in 2015, it was right around July areas. We had a golden cross, and it faked us out. As you can see, we did cross, and then we came right back down for a death cross, and then boom, over here was the real one. So I honestly think that's what we are doing right now. If we scrolled back to the beginning, you could see how we had the golden cross, and now the 50-day moving average is starting to curl back and point down. Uh, it did, it could cross, and if it does death cross, I suspect that it will bottom out again, and then it'll end up having another real one, of course, over here in the next couple months after, before we start moving back up. Turn the MAs off and show you guys one other thing. We had a double bottom back here too. We hit here and then kind of hit over here, and we took off. Now I'm gonna reset the chart and go back. I think we're doing the same thing. Okay, we golden crossed. It's faking us out. It's gonna come right back down, and then we'll have a real one over here sometime. You know, June-ish possibly. I think that's my overall outlook. I think we still have to go down a little bit. The big time traders and the big whales are not buying Bitcoin at $10,000. They're not loading their bags up at $9,000. They'd much rather push the price all the way down to $5,000 and buy a lot then, fill the bags up then. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I have today. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to smash the like buttons. I will see everybody on Wednesday.